Hey, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Today I want to talk about something that's super real and a huge roadblock to a lot of horseback riders. And it's something that prevents a lot of riders from becoming the best riders that they can be. And it is, did I mention? It's real. It's really real. And it's fear. Fear is a natural emotion. It is I call it save your bacon emotion that everyone experiences. And horseback riders, due to experiences in the past, horses of the past, things they've seen, things that people have said, we all suffer from different degrees of fear. When a rider tells me that they have fear, generally the first thing that they'll do is tell me that it's not rational for them to have fear and that the thing that they fear seems stupid. Fear is a real emotion. It's a real emotion. When I hear this from riders, I always say to them that it is perfectly natural to have fear. I would say there's a degree of fear that any horseback rider carries with them, and sometimes it's echoed by, they call us adrenaline junkies, because the adrenaline that you get from fear lasts the longest in your body than any other emotion that's triggered by hormones. So to be an adrenaline junkie and to ride horses kind of goes hand in hand. So today I wanted to go over some of the things that I have done throughout the years to give myself more confidence on horses, and really what the trigger was for me to get me to understand, as long as I could control certain aspects of my riding and aspects of that horse physically, that it would give me the confidence that I needed to project through that horse, to help that horse. Because you can only imagine what they are thinking when you swing a leg up on them and you show any amount of fear. Horses are herd animals, and I can't stress this enough. They need a leader. And when you swing your leg up on them, that's the expectation that that horse has, is that you've got this, that you will help them to survive because you're their leader, you're their confidence. When you swing a leg up on a horse, you take a huge responsibility at being the best partner you can be to that horse and for yourself. So I videoed a ride on Rex. He's giant and very intimidating, and has gone through stages in his training and will continue to go through them where there's a bit of a protest. And when he's 18 hands and weighs close to 1,600 pounds, when he protests this tiny little rider, it seems pretty big. It may not look big, but it seems pretty big when you're up there and feeling that power that that horse has. I go through some things that I do, and it's kind of a checklist that I do on every horse, because throughout my years I have ridden lots of horses. I clinic a lot. I always tell people when they ask me, will you get on my horse? I will get on a horse once. It's like I will do anything once. So I wanted to share these with you in hopes that it will give you a bit more confidence in yourself and your abilities
I walk around,
to own that horse.
Go through my checklist. I'm allowed to put their neck wherever I want it to be. If I want it super low, it goes super low. If I want it higher, it goes higher. If I want to overbend left, it's overbent left. If I want to overbend right, it's overbent right. but I am allowed to put this horse's neck wherever I choose to put it. Once I go through my walk steps and make sure that the horse is listening, then I start checking other things. Can I send that horse sideways? Super important, especially as the horses get more advanced. And can I send him sideways with left bend? Can I send him sideways with right bend? Can I lift his neck up? Can I put it down? Just going through all the things to know that this horse is listening to my aids, and I feel safe because I can move his neck around. And then once I go through, he was listening, he was moving sideways. While I was moving him sideways, he would change his bend, he would change his direction, just all kind of the things that I check. Then I just keep building on that, and I will then tell him that I can shift his balance by sending him sideways, changing my direction. I can shift his balance by sending him a little bit more forward and bringing him back. And always in between, you'll see me kind of stretching him down, doing a lot of change of direction to keep that horse more interested in what I'm doing and less interested in either being naughty or on what's going on around the world or outside his arena. So I did some trot work, and then I start playing around with my canter work. And I believe at his level, he should, whatever I ask him to do at a trot, he should easily be able to do it. I won't say easily, but he should be able to do it at a canter. And again, I'm still just kind of warming up and seeing, is he on my aids? I don't ever have to yell at him sometimes I yell at him to get over or off my leg, but when I ask for transitions, I barely ask at all. And I'm super patient. If I ask, he doesn't hear me. I ask again softly. And then here I was telling him that I wanted his neck a little higher. I wanted sideways, but you'll notice I want sideways with no forwardness, which was a difference. I was going like across the diagonal where he asked for sideways with forwardness, and then I changed it to sideways with no forwardness. And his job is, I figure his legs are like bedposts, and I can move those bedposts wherever I want them to be. His job, once I set him up with balance, is for him to maintain his balance. But as a rider, you always have to remember that he's only as balanced as the rider is. So you notice he's very tall in his withers. He's a third, fourth level horse. So it's easy for him to go around balanced because I've never told him not to go around balanced. And I feel like a lot of horses will struggle with their balance, and that's part of their naughtiness. If you get a horse that all of a sudden decides to start bucking or bolting, you kind of go through your checklists of saddle fit and if the horse has ulcers, there's a whole bunch of elements that go into trying to figure out what's causing this horse to all of a sudden come up with this behavior. But a lot of young horses, as they go through growing and their balance keeps shifting and changing, they'll struggle and get a little frustrated on our expectations. Or in my case, my horse is very big. He moves me around a lot. It took me a lot of strength building to get so that I could maintain my own balance on this giant moving horse. So this is a little bit further in my ride, just going through sending him forwards, bringing him back. Is he on my aids? That's always my question. Is he on my aids? the quality of his balance, the quality of his gaits, and tons of, I take tons of walk breaks, and I take, if he gives me something amazing, I let him know that he gave me something amazing. So I am working on, he's pretty green at changes. So we are working on him not taking over in the change. He's got his new little habit of, if he doesn't know what to do, he will do a flying lead change and jump sideways. That's a lot of horse to jump sideways. So this is just me getting him more obedient and not taking the ride over. So you noticed I sent him a little sideways earlier, and small figures, if you're struggling with a horse's balance or you're struggling to get their attention, doing smaller figures, doing lots of change of direction, and getting them so that they're quieter and require less aids. So none of the horses that I ride will you see me using my leg to push those horses forward. These horses move off my seat and off of super light but very clear aids. So we're doing some canter walks just to work a little bit more on his balance and get him. He just wasn't off my canter aid as well that day as he normally is. You move each end of the horse all the time. I'm moving the shoulders, I'm moving the haunches. You saw me going sideways and moving each end of him. Again, always double checking to make sure, can I overbend him to the inside? Can I straighten his neck? He struggles a little bit because he's so big with his balance. So there's always going to be a little bit of a slight argument. And then here, I think he does a change I did not ask for. And then he throws a little fit, which is a giant fit when you're on him. And then I just let him know, absolutely no. I probably said that, absolutely no. You wait for me. And then moment is over. I cannot hold a grudge. You got to let it go. He made a mistake. At least he was experimenting. You got to be super sympathetic because they have no clue. And then he gave me such an incredibly nice canter here that I just thought, well, what the heck? I'll ask for a change. And then again, he's wonderful because earlier he gave me a change and I didn't get mad about the change. What I got kind of upset about was that he wasn't on my aids. So, and then I just double check again because this is like he's learning a new trick. And when, like I said, when he doesn't know what else to do, he does his new trick, which never do I get upset with him about it because I want him to experiment and show me kind of what he has learned, I guess, at school. Like, Rex, what'd you learn at school today? And then again, he wants to take over, especially in the canter. So my favorite thing to do to him is his least favorite thing, which is the canter, because he has to work harder to maintain his balance. And then again, he gave me such an amazing canter. I thought, well, what the heck? So we'll just do a change. And it was on my aids, and I tell him he's amazing. I hope this helps and gives you some ideas on things that can make you feel a little more fearless when you ride.